What's up, guys? Okay, this is about a forum I saw earlier. Some guys arguing over the fuel mileage that a 7.3 can and can't get. Okay, first off, nobody can tell you exactly what your truck's going to get. Okay, if you're looking for roundabout what it's going to get, you need to be descriptive in what you have. Every vehicle is different, no matter what the motor, transmission, and stuff like that is. Like, you can have the exact same motor, transmission, rear ends, and everything in 4 different trucks. You're going to get 4 different fuel mileages because every single truck is going to run and drive just a little bit different, a little minute amount different, okay? So it all depends on what spectrum you're looking at, because if you're looking at the most, like, minute differences, like the fact that this one will get, 10, and this one's getting 10.1, this will get 10.2, this will get 10.4, and this will get 10.5, like, it's, okay, so then one guy says, I get 10.5, the other guy says, I have 10, you get 10.5, bullshit, da-da-da, okay, you can't fucking argue with him, because you don't know, because you weren't in that truck, and saying that you know, and arguing with somebody that they're getting, you saying that they're not getting something that they're saying that they are getting, unless you've driven that truck, you don't fucking know. Okay? It's that simple. You do not know. This is 2019. Get on the internet, look at all the crazy shit that happens out there every freaking day, and tell me that it's impossible for someone to get 0.5 miles to the gallon more than you. And if you actually believe that, you're the most ignorant person ever. Just saying. Ignorant means uneducated. Uneducated means you do not know what you're talking about in that situation. Okay. 7.3 Powerstroke, depending on how it's set up and depending on what size you have, okay, there's so many variances. Just because you have a 7.3 doesn't mean you're going to get the same mileage as any other Joe Blow out there. If you have a 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive, it's going to be different. If you have a 2-wheel drive, if you have 2 2-wheel drives, one's lowered and one's not, you're going to get different fuel mileage. If you have a 2-wheel drive dually and a 2-wheel drive that's not a dually, you're going to get 2 different fuel mileages that are going to be noticeable. If you have a 2-wheel drive dually that's got toolboxes and shit like that, and a 5th wheel hitch, and the other guy just has a 2-wheel drive dually or non-dually, you're going to get 2 different mileages. And if one's a single cab or a crew cab or an extra cab, you've got different mileages. Same thing with 4-wheel drives, different gear ratios, different tire sizes, different wheel sizes, aluminum rims, steel rims, different weights in the rear ends, the temperatures in which the area that you're driving the truck is going to have, because the thinner your oil, the hotter it is, the thinner your oil, and it's going to be easier for your engine to push that. But at the same time, the thinner your oil, more than likely, the hotter it's going to be, and the more wear you're going to get on the metal. Also, the break-in pattern on any of these vehicles at any point in time, depending on how quickly they were broken in, or what the oils were, what the elevation was, and all that stuff, it's all a big, it's up in the air, man. Like, on average, okay, you're gonna get set amount of mileage. I would say, with my truck, I normally get 12.5. That's what my little meter on the dash says, okay? And it's got a 6 or 8, I don't remember, 12-inch, or 6 or 8-inch lift, I can't remember. And it's got 18-inch aluminum rims with 37-inch Toyo MTs, right? If you don't know what truck I have, feel free to look through some of my other little channel things here, and you'll see it. It's a decent looking truck. It's white and blue. Okay? It's a crew cab. It's a long bed. All these things change the way that it runs. I have different fuel mileage now than I did when I first got it, just because I went through and changed out all the sensors on the truck. Okay? It had been sitting for a while. I changed out all the sensors, got better mileage. I replaced the HPOP, the high pressure oil pump. Changed the mileage. It runs better. It didn't really change the mileage as much as I got more performance without the cost of mileage, let's put it that way. I replaced my fuel pump. It responds quicker now. But I mean, my 94.5 is the first turbocharged 7.3. They went from IDI to 7.3 turbocharged. It's going to get different mileage than like a 97, because my 94.5 or 95, whatever you want to call it, it has a 50-degree HPOP, which is a different pressure ratio than a 97 has, okay? A 97 has a 17-degree HPOP, which puts out more pressure. More pressure to your injectors are able to burn a little cleaner, a little easier, okay? And then if you're gonna look at like a 2002 or something like that, it's got an intercooler and stuff like that, which an intercooler cools the air that goes into your engine so that your EGTs are cooler, so that you can, like, pretty much you can push a little harder, okay? The injectors are different. Like, It's the same exact motor, but they change things per year to make it better in their opinion. But they're all going to get different mileages. Like, they could all look exactly the same, but those different engine things or changes are going to make it run different. Someone that changes their oil on a regular basis or overchanges it, I would imagine is going to get better fuel mileage than someone that changes their oil once a year. Okay? The engine's probably going to last a lot longer too. Someone that rods the shit out of their engine is not going to get as good a mileage as somebody that doesn't rod the hell out of their engine. Okay? It's just wear and tear, you know, the way it's broken, the way that things react to other things. Like, you cannot tell somebody that they are not doing something, that they're not getting a certain amount of mileage. If he says that he's driving 4 blocks and getting 10 million miles to the gallon, yeah, the dude's probably full of shit. But when it's a variance of like 12 versus 18, you know what? I'm not going to tell him he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He very well might be getting 18 miles to the gallon. He might have his truck lowered. He might have it skirted. He might have lightweight rims and tires and all different kinds of shit going on. Big cool air intakes, intercoolers, and who knows what else, right? He could have chopped the top on a single cab and bobbed the bed on it and made it all nice and short and compact, and he's getting awesome mileage. You don't know. The question was, what kind of mileage do you get with a 7.3 Powerstroke? Probably going to get anywhere from 10 to 14, okay? 10 being your worst, 14 being your best. Depending on what upgrades you have on there, it can either get better or worse. If you're drag racing your fucking truck, you're probably only going to get 4 miles to the gallon. If you're driving Grandpa's truck and he took really good care of it, you know, you might be able to get close to 14, maybe even 16. Who knows? I get 12.5. Mine's lifted, you know? And on the highway, it gets better. City driving sucks because I have huge tires. Not huge. I mean, someone else is going to be like, those aren't huge. I got 44s. Well, fuck you. I drive mine every day down the road, and I don't need to look like a douchebag. So I have 37s. They're big enough for me taking off and stopping and taking off. Every time I do that, it takes fuel mileage away. If I'm on the highway, they're tall. I can run at a lower RPM. I actually get decent mileage. I've seen my mileage get all the way up to like 14. Okay, so it really just depends on what you have. You know, I don't know. I kind of got carried away there, but I just wanted to, you know, get this out there, man. Like, if you just want to know a generic whatever, fine. Then look at a forum like I'm sure that guy did, and he saw that, oh, hey, I'm getting 10, hey, I'm getting 12, hey, I'm getting 13, hey, I'm getting 12.5. Okay, well, shit, there you go. You're getting right around there. Because one dude's getting 18 doesn't mean you can't get 18. It all depends on what you have, you know? And a lot of these guys nowadays, I know at least where I'm from, well, where I'm from and where I'm at currently, the majority of these trucks are lifted. They have aftermarket parts on them. So they're going to change the way that they run and drive. That's all. Have a nice day.